January 26th, 2021. Welcome to Simple Man Radio. We're just getting ready to tell a story behind the scenes. Did you guys see that I kind of got into it with Old Takes Exposed like a week ago or so?
I saw you say he's a loser.
Yeah, like I don't like him. I think he's a loser. Somebody I said something about the Knicks or something, and someone like put Old Takes Exposed, and I was like, the thing that Old Takes Exposed and the Knicks have in common is they're both losers. And he replied like, my wife thinks I'm not. It's like, let's get out of here with your self-deprecating my wife jokes. You like, if you're going to be the Old Takes Exposed guy, you need better material than the my wife jokes. How are you guys doing?
His wife didn't even defend him.
How do we even know that he has a wife? This is the thing.
Well, his wife is like, I'm actually his wife. This is false.
I love everybody that has a faceless account. Like I'm not, this is not me getting mad at you, but if you have a faceless account, there are certain things that you can and can't say online without you sounding like a fool. And one of the things, like, oh, if you have a faceless account and you don't show your face, you're like, oh yeah, my wife is smoking and she loves me. You can't play that card. You can't.
Well, to his point, he has his personal account in the bio.
Oh.
And then his actual, he never said his wife is smoking. He just said my wife.
Well, when you bring your wife into the picture, you're kind of like implying that, like, kind of a smoke show. You kind of have to imply it.
That's fair.
Even if your wife's not a smoke show, you have to say she's a smoke show. All right, how's everybody doing today? Simple Man Radio. I was at the Senior Bowl today. Simple Man Radio. Danny, how was your day in New York? Scum York.
Gray, snow, rain.
It snowed today?
A little bit. Nothing stuck, but it snowed a little bit. Yeah, went to Dunkin', got 10 munchkins and a coffee. That was my day. Look at that.
Second cup today.
I was feeling myself today. I was like, you know what? I want 10 munchkins. I think they gave me 11.
Whoa. Wow.
Big gains.
Big day for Danny King. Jersey Mike's had a 25% off sale today. So guess what I had for dinner?
What you have, Jersey Mike's?
Jersey Mike's, yeah.
There we go.
Good guess, Danny King. You're sharp today. You're sharp.
I am. Jimmy John's is fire though. Have you ever had Jimmy John's?
Oh
Jimmy
no, I think
it's very bland. They just do it quick.
I know.
Sabrina says, Bobby, I saw there was a tornado in Alabama. Wonder if it was near you. I don't know, but my mom texted me being like, tornadoes in Alabama? Like, so
you probably had no clue what happened, did you?
I don't know how it might. Alabama is a big state. It could be in North Alabama. I'm in South Alabama. So
that wouldn't have stopped you.
No, nothing was stopping me today, my friends. Nothing was stopping me today. I was so mad last night because they tweet out like, we're not letting media into, and if this is like who are you? I'm at the Senior Bowl. This is my first time going, my first time doing anything media related like this. And they tweet out last night, like, due to inclement weather, media will not be allowed to practice, and practice will be moved indoors. I'm like, you're doing this the night before? Like, are you guys out of your freaking mind?
It was at like midnight.
Yeah. And so then but you still have to go pick up your credentials at the stadium. So I'm driving to the stadium, and then they send an email being like, practices are canceled, and then credentials will be picked up at the headquarters, which is like 20 minutes away from the stadium. So I go there, pick them up, and I show up. I was like, I'm getting in.
Yeah.
And so I start walking around because the indoor facility is outdoors, but it's covered. Like it has a big roof over it, but it's like you can see it from the outside. And so I kind of walked around. I was going to watch from the outside, and then I said, screw it. I was like, I'm just going to go in. So, I walk up, the police officer's like, you got credentials? He's like, what kind of credentials you got? And I was like, oh, media. And I did a Ricky. I was like, Jim told me this is where I should go. Because Jim Nagy is actually the guy who runs it. And he lets me in.
Did you name drop Jim? Jim Nagy?
I just said, I was like, Jim said this is where we go.
My buddy Jim.
Jim knows you, or you know Jim. I mean, the guy's name is Jim.
No,
Nagy,
yeah.
So I tell the cops, like, oh, Jim told me this is where we're going. Cop lets me in. My whole my advice to people: if you do something with confidence, act like you're supposed to be there. People will assume that you're supposed to be there. So I walk in. 5 minutes later, they start packing the stuff up and they bring it back to the stadium, to like the main thing because they're going to do it outside. But they still haven't told media that media is allowed in. And so I go down And so I go to the one gate and the gate's closed. And then so I just walk in where the coaches and like where NFL like staff goes. I just walk in. I was just like, I just did the whole like little flat, like I took my media badge and just say this is just like, what's going on, man? And then just walked in. And it worked. And then so I'm literally the only person in the media section for like 10 minutes. And then Danny texts me and says that they're letting people in. So I had to do the whole act like you're supposed to be there type thing. And it was all for naught. The only people in there that were media were me and Paul Alexander, who had like a special like pass from Jim Nagy. Paul Alexander is the O-line coach. He was actually the one who called out Colombo before Colombo was fired. Did
you see Benjamin Albright?
No, was he there? I don't even know what he looks like. Well, I wouldn't recognize him. I saw Todd McShay.
And also Brett Coleman is another popular person that's there.
Yeah, I wouldn't know him if I saw him face to face.
Yeah, and also everybody has masks on, right? So that's tough.
Like Todd McShay was right next to me, and I didn't even realize it because he had a mask on. Then I heard someone say like, "Hey, Todd," and I heard his voice. I was like, "Oh, that's Todd McShay."
I was really hoping PFF was gonna like quote tweet one of your videos because that would have just made me laugh. I was like, "Damn, they're using Bobby Skinner's videos."
They've done that before. So I mean, it was I wanted to like make it like take a picture of McShay and say something like stupid, but I was like, you know what, better not on day one. You know, maybe day 3 that'll work a little better. But I kind of got my groove. I didn't make any friends though.
Damn, no friends day one.
I did. So it started raining. Well, I was talking to the security guard for a little bit. I was sitting next to him, and you know, we started talking about shoes.
Nice.
Always a great way to start.
I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, I go through shoes like crazy. I wear them out because I'm a size 15, so it's hard to find a good pair.
You know what's funny? My mother and I, we were having a conversation on what your shoe size is today. So, all right, size 15. I'll note that down.
Oh, a little gift coming?
No, we were just talking about.
Of course.
Bobby's a big human being. So then my mom's like, "What's his shoe size?" So I don't know. Never came up. Came up today.
I know, isn't that crazy? And then it started raining, and all these media scumbags all go under the roof. And I was like, you know what? John Boy Media paid for me to be here. I'm not going to let a little wimpy ass rain stop me. I'm going to hang out. It was me and like 3 other media guys who were down there, and I just sat there. And the security guard had to stand in the rain, so me and the security guard ended up just like started talking for like 20 minutes about pools, you know, his last job, laying sod. Like we talked about everything like under the sun for 20 minutes. Even talked about like coronavirus and our opinions on stuff.
Oh boy,
he is more of like it's going a little too far, and I was like, I kind of agree a little bit with you, man. And so his name is Chris, and we are very good friends.
Is he gonna follow the show?
No, I didn't. He's like, well, we started talking, and I was like, man, they should have let you bring an umbrella or something. Like they knew it was gonna rain. He's like, no, you know, it's all good. You know,
he's a man.
He's from Louisiana, he had like a country accent.
You guys aren't like those media people that had to go for cover.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, what do you do? He's like, what do you do?
Well,
and I was like, man, I was like, it's like a podcast and like breaking down film and YouTube and stuff. And then I was like, this is actually my first year doing it. I was like, I did pools for a long time. I did trees before, like tree work. So we just started talking about like different jobs we've had. You know, and he got fired from his job. It was like paint blasting or something like that. I guess he destroyed something, and they fired him.
Tough.
And then I told him how I broke in, and he's like, "Oh, I don't care, man."
What a great security guard! Oh, there goes the charger. What a great guy this guy sounds like. I want to meet him.
I know he was. And then the other security guard, I asked if I could go into where like the NFL was, and he's like, "No, you can't do it." I was like, "Dude, I'll just stand right there. I won't bother." He's like, "Nope, NFL only." So next week, tomorrow, I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna do it.
You should have said, "Well, Roger told me to go over there."
You know, Roger knows you. You know Roger. Yeah.
No, you should have used Dave. You could have showed the Twitter account.
He follows me.
He follows me, right? That's Dave Gettleman.
I didn't see them. Tomorrow I'm gonna try and look for them. I'm gonna park in their parking lot because I was in the parking lot where there was some NFL person. Like I saw the Chiefs guys, the 49, like some guys, the Patriots scouts, but I didn't see any of the Giants guys. I mean, I don't even know if they're there, to be honest.
No, they're 100% there. At least maybe not today, but there's someone's there.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing binoculars and looking for them, but it's like, you know what, I'm here.
The Senior Bowl is the Giants'
domain.
It's their New Year's Eve. It's just big party.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be?
And with no combine, you got to be there.
Well, they make their decision by the time the combine comes. There's no need for they're done.
Oh yeah,
You say that because they like players that go to the Senior Bowl. It's not like crazy to like some of the best college football players in the like. Last year, Thomas didn't go to the Senior Bowl. McKinney didn't go to the Super Bowl. The Senior Bowl. The only Senior Bowl player from last year was Matt Parrott, and the year before was Daniel Jones.
The biggest
Corey
thing.
Valentine.
The biggest thing is they got to find the MVP. The MVP, that's top of the draft board material.
But Gettleman only drafted two. Actually, he drafted two. He drafted two of those MVPs, Laletter and Jones.
And it was Reese that draft. Webb was an MVP, right? Am I correct in that?
Yep, Davis. Yeah, Jerry Reese drafted Davis Webb.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Got to bring that.
Every team drafts somebody from the Senior Bowl every year.
Oh yeah.
I think you don't know that.
Let's want to bet on it. I bet you every team drafts one player from the Senior Bowl every year.
Well, there's a lot of guys that go to the Senior Bowl, Bobby.
That's literally my point.
No, but we're talking about standouts from the Senior Bowl. Darnay Holmes was.
But do you want the bad players at the Senior Bowl?
Yes,
Darnay Holmes was a combine standout, not a Senior Bowl standout.
I was told by Zach Rosenblatt in his article that he was a Senior Bowl standout.
Did he even play? I thought he was a combine standout. Remember Deion Sanders was talking about him? Darnay Holmes Senior Bowl.
He was at the Senior Bowl.
Well, he was a standout because he's a good player. Like, do you want the guys that you want the guys that stand out or the guys that aren't good, Justin?
You're also not recognizing that I'm being extremely sarcastic and I can care less.
I know.
Trying to make you mad.
Someone said but the reason
the joke.
But the reason that Thomas wasn't there was that only seniors are allowed, or am I wrong? That's that's my point.
Senior citizens.
Dave Gellman is a senior citizen.
That is true.
Put Dave Gellman some pads.
And that's why he may have not been there because of COVID. Like, he's got to worry about that stuff.
I do think Dave Gellman may not be there because of COVID. Joe Judge may not even be there for all we know. He said he wanted to get away from the game.
There's no way they're not there.
But they get film and stuff.
This is too important.
Yeah, I mean, can they do interviews with players at the Senior Bowl, or is it all over Zoom? Because if it's all over Zoom, then there's no point for Gettleman to go.
I don't know. I think it's probably all through Zoom.
But this is Simple Man Radio, not talking Giants. We gotta
Dave
bring
Gettleman,
Senior Bowl. Dave
Gettleman's humor when he introduces himself and when he meets a prospect, it's not the same in on Zoom as it is through in person. So there is little doubt in my brain that he is not there. Like, he has to be there.
I didn't see him. I was looking for old people.
You just gotta look for a nice round guy who stands at a weird angle.
Dave Gettleman's lost a little bit of weight though.
He that is true.
Goatee Gettleman much better than all right, I'm gonna say this. Gettleman post-cancer looks better than Gettleman pre-cancer. Yeah,
he's lost weight.
The adversity, that it wore on his face, but it aged him well. Where it's the goatee that really brings it out.
Yeah, the goatee makes him look a lot better.
Yeah,
the goatee is dark. I mean, I'm name searching Gettleman, and it's all just our Dave Gettleman account.
I mean, it's day one. Maybe they don't care about the first day because it's players getting their feet wet, and then tomorrow is maybe a more intense practice.
Dude, it's annoying. Matt Rule. They kept on running the ball. I was like, I'm trying to get some clips of these wide receivers, and I get that it was raining in the second practice, but they were just running the ball every time. They were not. It's not like they were doing it successfully. They were getting like loss of yards every single time, stack boxes. Let these wide receivers make some plays. We're here to learn about these players.
What an advanced coach.
I don't know what Matt Rule was doing. We're here to learn about these players, okay? You running into a 9-man box. We're not learning about any of these guys. Let Kadarius Toney, throw the ball deep to him. that's another thing. The QBs kind of suck too. Like the worst thing about the Senior Bowl is the QBs. Like you have Mac Jones, who's all right, but then it's just a drop off. Like they couldn't even get a snap down. Like these guys, you could tell they don't practice under snap center at all because they can't get a snap down. So, there was Jones was all right at QB, even though it was raining. Then the other team had one QB who was throwing the ball around a little bit. I can't remember his name, or was it Felipe Franks? I don't know. I don't know who it was. I mean, I literally was not paying attention to the QBs at all.
Did you see Rahad Stevenson, however the heck you pronounce his name? Because I like
Ramondre from Oklahoma. They were using him a lot. He actually looked kind of good.
I like that guy. I think he's a solid backup.
He's not very fast, but he's pretty. Like he's good.
Any player on your mind, Justin?
No, I have not started anything yet. I have not looked at a single player.
I respect it.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Really tonight.
That's fine.
Somebody got mad at me because I didn't. You know what I've noticed is Washington Huskies fans are little beta boys. Remember last year one got mad at us, Justin? We were harassing them on the show.
Well, also, I said something about Cesar Ruiz, and here everybody. No, I'm thinking of somebody. Was Ruiz from Washington, or I'm thinking of that guy from Michigan? There was an offensive lineman from Washington. It might have been somebody offensive lineman from Washington, and I got wrong the amount of games that he started. It's like, oh no, actually he started in the bowl game.
Oh, it was Alabama. I know who you're talking about. Yep, I remember.
Jesus.
So I pronounced this guy like it's the guy who his brother played for the Giants, or no, not even Levi. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw you were getting plastered by that.
Oh,
I didn't remember.
God, Washington fans.
Levi Onwuzurike.
Oh, fun.
And then this hood husky, Levi's name, like shake my head. It's like, dude, I'll break your head. I will knock you out.
Yeah.
Like Washington, a bunch of little beta boys. He didn't pronounce my favorite player on my team's name wrong.
No one cares about Washington.
Let me reply to him. That's word of the day. Simpleman Radio. Maybe
you're a beta.
Learn how to have a good name that isn't stupid. How about that?
Yeah.
Got him.
Sure.
Got him.
I hate the Huskies. It was like, it was like Husky Insider or something. Because I remember he blocked us all, Justin.
I could look up that.
I don't know what I did.
Justin, I was disappointed you just didn't appease me last night when I responded to your tweet with Joe.
What were you talking about?
I was doing a Joe Mama joke.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I had to create a burner account just to respond to it.
I think now we know what that burner account is.
Yeah, make sure I find that out. I found out your burner account, even though I had 2 tweets, Justin.
Yeah. Well, one was directed at Giant Insider.
You know how
everyone has a burner account, people. There's no guaranteed. Every person does.
You know how I found it, Justin?
How did you find it?
It was a Bleeding Blue promotional tweet from Talking Giants. And then I see Bleeding Blue like this, Justin like this, all these accounts that like you're like the other one that you used to have to like try and do another show. And I see this one in the middle with 2 tweets at Giant Insider about how they're dumb for saying the Evan Ingram news. And I was like, that's Justin's burner account. And it was.
That's great. I literally created that account just to look at Giants Insider stuff because I always wanted to see what they tweet.
I tweeted out, I did an experiment last night and I just tweeted out Jalen Waddle and Kyle Pitts. And it was a tweet that did fairly well. I just said those 2 names.
That was Joe. That was the Joe tweet. Bobby Skinner's just, he looks like a character you haven't unlocked in a video game yet right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, last night, because the lighting was bad, this is what me and Justin did for it. I turned the light on for my phone.
My idea, by the way.
And I literally hung it from the charger, so it was like facing me.
That's clever.
I'm sitting back, man. I've been at practice all day.
Tough work.
The kid is tired.
Tough work from a media snob.
The work gets done.
Somebody has a question for Danny. Tom Thigh, our guy, says, "Why is Danny's head so small?"
It's not his head so small. It's just
I think it's ours is very big, Bob.
And we're closer to the. It's just the way the cameras are.
Thanks for the compliment. I'll take that. I've always been told I had a melon head, but now
big brain.
Big. Well, now that means I have a small brain. Hang on.
Oh, is that how
that
works?
You do have a small brain, though, Danny.
That is true. You put any name in front of me, and I can't even bother pronounce it. I butchered this girl's name today in my class. I was like lean, and then she's like it's Liney. I was like
Liney. Her name was Liney. Like, how about you?
I don't know about
It
that.
was rough.
Liney ass head.
I don't know about that.
Liney.
It was rough. It was
I
rough.
was like, you lying to me. How about that?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I was looking for something.
I had a great
Very
response to Bobby's tweet when he was like, "I'm a media snob now." I responded with the Star Wars clip of like Obi-Wan, like you were the chosen one.
I was trying to listen to that. Which, by the way, Miami staff, which I like the way they run their practice better. They're more efficient than Carolina, where they'll have offense like two offense like the Giants. Remember, people made a big deal about the Giants doing that in camp, where they would have like the first team offense, second team offense, both on both sides of the field, not wasting time. But it's like you couldn't hear yourself because they're just playing loud music the entire time.
Admiral's hip. He knows what the kids want.
He's so analytically advanced with him running the ball every freaking play.
They were yelling at some like they were. Matt Rule's staff pissed me off. They didn't treat it like it's trying to learn about these players' abilities. Like the O-line drills, they wasted probably 2 minutes, and the time is limited in these things. Like 2 minutes on one-on-one drills because they kept on trying to go on two and trying to get in the D line would jump off sides. It's like, what is the point of this? Just go on one. Let's see who the better pass rusher is. We're not trying to gain 5 yards here. You're wasting time. It's one thing if you're trying to like instill discipline into your team, preparing for a game, but it was so annoying. It's like, dude, we're trying to get better, learn about these players, get better. Okay, getting this defensive end to jump doesn't do anything. Like it was so frustrating. The Carolina, they were like get back. They were kind of lame.
Tom Thigh left us a $2 super chat. Thank you, and he wants to know our measurables and what we're packing.
6'7", 9 inches. Just kidding. That's somebody told me when people ask you your height to just say that, and it really throws them off guard.
It did. Worked.
6'7". Justin, how tall are you? Are you 6 foot?
I'm 6 foot on. I'm probably 6 foot on the dot. Yeah.
Danny, you're probably like 5'9".
Yeah. Well, they say 5'9.25" if we want to be accurate.
Yeah.
Shoes 5'10" though, so I always run with that. They're like, how tall? I'm like, 5'10".
Yeah. Always lie for short. Let's see.
A lot of people are very impressed with your 6'7" and 9 inches.
May or may not be accurate. I mean, it was more of a joke than anything,
Tim Decker said, "Impressive, Bobby."
For a $200 super chat, I'll give you proof. We'll figure out for sure on the stream.
Oh God.
Sure.
Just kidding. We will not do that. So don't give us $200 and expect that. That's not going to
But
happen.
$500.
Hit me up in the DMs. How about that?
There's a certain price where I will showcase my body. Yeah.
Yeah, do it in the DMs though. Not
If John Boy Media did go under, OnlyFans might have had to be an option.
Yeah, we just can't do it on YouTube. It's penny it's penny rich dollar poor. We get shut down.
Yeah.
Let's get off the stingling talk. How about that?
Willie Bum asked us a couple minutes ago. What it was his comment made me laugh. What are you guys here to talk about? That's a great question.
Great question.
Simple Man. This is Simple Man Radio. This is basically the Bobby, Justin, Danny show. It's usually a little more regimented, like talking about sports. But I mean, there was no sports yesterday. Besides, like I don't want to talk about the Knicks and Nets. I didn't watch them yesterday.
I never want to talk about. Honestly, all right. So eventually, Simple Man Radio will hopefully be a show with us three. I may be a part of it a little bit more. When we have it in the evenings like this, I can be a part of it, not really during the day. Bobby, I never really want to talk about sports. I talk about sports enough.
Talking about sports is fun when it's relevant.
It's got to be like interest in sports, like
Bob Hunt talking about the conference championships.
Yeah, like that's fun stuff. Like I learned about Bob Huggins. What an absolute beast of a human being.
Yeah, how did you not? That's when we talk about. Danny's like the West Virginia men's basketball coach. It's like, dude, you don't know who Bob Huggins is? Come on, dude. He's like one of the best in the game.
I must have like it must have just slipped my mind because I always watch March Madness and usually I'm a bigger college basketball fan than I am.
Or just
Or-
look up his name and don't tweet out like it's freaking
Well,
NCAA
I didn't
video
think
game.
I didn't think the West Virginia head coach was that big of a guy. I thought they move on from head coaches every few years.
No, Bob Huggins. I think he came from Cincinnati and then Winter's been there for a while.
He's been there since 2007.
Yeah, he's been there for a while.
Also, another question. So we're not. I don't want to talk about the Baseball Hall of Fame, but I'm just confused. How can you not have anyone get into the Hall of Fame?
Nobody. They had nobody get into the Hall of Fame.
Nobody's getting into the Hall of Fame this year. How's that?
Okay, let's talk sports. I hate baseball writers so freaking much.
Here we go. Here we go again. Baseball being the exceptional sport. We are unique. We are. God bless our company for promoting such a terrible, directionless game that has no idea of how to attract people to the actual game. They are clueless. Baseball, like I got into baseball when Gary Sanchez. I got back into baseball. Initially when the Yankees are winning, it's like, all right, your team's winning, you're in it. I got back into baseball when Gary Sanchez went on a tirade in 2016, 2017 in the month of August. I'm like, all right, I'm back. Gary Sanchez got me back.
That month was like, this guy's going to be the greatest catcher of all time. He has a home run every game.
And then since then, baseball has just slowly, it's like, this sport sucks. I don't want to watch it. It's not motivating me to. The only thing that's motivating me to turn on a baseball game is the Yankees. Will I ever watch another Sunday night baseball game? Will I ever even watch a Wednesday night game? No, I will not.
Baseball's so political. It's so like, just give us the freaking DH. It's all we want.
Kurt Schilling was the closest.
It missed by 16.
I get people don't like Kurt Schilling, but if you think he's a Hall of Fame, like, you can't start bringing it into what you think about people. Like, unless they like actually killed somebody, like O.J. Simpson or something. Like, put Kurt Schilling in the Hall of Fame. Put Barry Bonds. Like, baseball, you guys did the steroids. You're the organization of MLB. They essentially promoted it. Like, and C-League's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, they let that happen. They watched it happen. They watched their number. The dollars come in. The ratings go up. They loved steroids, okay? Baseball pretending that they didn't is disgusting to me. And there's guys who got in there. How about Mike Piazza? He's a juice head.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds is the all-time home run leader in baseball history. Put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Put Clemens in there. Like, I mean, Sammy Sosa got 21% of the votes. How does this make sense? How does Barry Bonds get 72%? Clemens gets 71%, and then Sosa gets 21%. Like, I just don't get what these people are doing. They're so lame and annoying. Just put the best players in this game in there. You do whatever you have to do to make yourself feel good about putting an asterisk or something. But like my childhood, the best players in my childhood just don't get to go to the Hall of Fame. Okay?
Wasn't Jeter on the ballot this year, or is that next year?
No,
last year. He just didn't get to do his. He didn't get to do his ceremony because of COVID.
Is that why they did it? Just so they can have like a whole weekend just for last year's class?
Maybe I don't know. But it's
silly.
just so annoying.
Like they pride baseball. You know, and be like, oh, we're America's pastime. It's like, yeah, you really are America's pastime. You don't get new fans. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got into baseball so late, but I mean, maybe since the Mets were so bad, but then they had that one fun year, and I'm like, damn, this could be fun. And now they're going to be good again. But other than that, it's just brutal.
Baseball pretending that they didn't essentially like encourage these guys to do steroids and love every second of it. Everyone knew what was going on. Like, I mean, everybody was hitting home runs. Everyone knew what was going on. This idea, like, they allowed it to happen and they celebrated it. And now,
I mean, football is such. Say what you want about Roger Goodell. Say what you want about really anything that's going on in the National Football League right now. You know, whether you hate the politics in it, whatever, right? Football is such a smart sport marketing wise. You can see it just by what they did in the playoffs. Where I think maybe how long were we talking about? Maybe being a little, questioning the additional wild card team. Put in the playoffs. Maybe we spent about a week, 2 weeks being like, oh, this is going to be a little strange. And then by the time that news passed, it's like, okay, we're on to the next news cycle because news never stops in the NFL. Unlike Major League Baseball, the offseason is starting to heat up now, and we're about to go to spring training. There's no structure. Where, as a consumer, as a casual consumer, I need to know, when am I going to be tuned in? When am I going to be tuned out? So that's one thing with football. Putting a game on Nickelodeon, where honestly, it wasn't even for the fact that we're showing this to kids. It was more or less, let's have a bunch of 40, 50, 30-year-old people, even people in their 20s, talking about how a game is on Nickelodeon. Guarantee you that's part of the marketing plan for football, not to showcase the game to kids. It's so we know that whatever we do, people are going to watch it and people are going to talk about it, which is brilliant. Football is brilliant in all of that.
And baseball is just the most boring sport anyways, compared to the basketball and football. Oh, well. I'm not crying about it. Football's more important. How about that, John Boy Media?
It is true.
Tim Decker says, I bet Bobby's favorite Kardashian is the mom. That's not true.
You know what? Yes.
Guess who I like? Guess who my favorite Kardashian is?
Kendall.
She's not even really a Kardashian, but you can include her because it wouldn't be her.
Chloe.
Chloe is the one who was married to Lamar, right?
Yes.
I like Chloe. I think she's the best looking.
Oh,
one.
don't get involved with her. She's a curse.
I know you, Bobby. I know you think she's the best looking one.
I
love the mom. I love Kris Jenner.
Oh, I can't. I hate her.
I remember when Odell.
I don't
when there's the rumors Odell was dating Khloe Kardashian. That's when I was like, it's the end of Odell Beckham. He's gonna be cursed. He's out.
He likes tall guys too. Tristan Thompson, Lamar.
Just bad luck, Khloe Kardashian. That's all she is. Bad luck. No offense, Khloe. But
Dougie Fresh says, "You gonna cry, Bobby?" What would I cry about, Dougie Fresh? I don't understand what we're doing.
I think you said something about like baseball and crying or something like that.
There's no crying in baseball.
Oh, I didn't say that.
I thought you sound like you said crying.
Doug's the man. Doug's the man. Let Doug say what he wants.
Dougie Fresh. I like the E. Like the Dougie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
big fan.
What?
Bobby, what's your favorite fish show?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Fish show?
It's a question that we get often.
Fish show? What?
Is there any other sports news that we need to hit on? We didn't do pick of the day yesterday, did we?
No.
Let's not do it this week. I have so much on my plate. I can't keep count of it. So
James Harden had his signature Nets moment last night, according to the Michael K. Show.
I didn't watch it though.
Yeah, but good for James Harden and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was not himself.
I saw someone tweet: did James Harden get fat again?" That's all I knew.
He was never fat. It was two bad pictures and jumpsuits, and I get the internet was having fun with it, but people being like, "Oh my gosh, look, he's actually in shape." It's like, have you watched him with his jersey on? He's been in shape. He didn't get in shape. He's been in shape.
Moment of silence for sports television. Aaron Rodgers basically shat on all their dreams of talks of this offseason. Will Rodgers be a Packer?
What did he say?
He basically said, like, I was talking more about. He said he's like, one, I just talked to these media. He basically called them scrubs.
Yeah.
15 minutes after I was just hanging out with my guys for the last time, he said I was just talking about everyone in general because like Aaron Jones is a free agent, Corey Linsley is a free agent. He doesn't know if they'll be back.
I like it, Raj.
I also learned the Packers are $23 million over the cap.
Over.
A lot of teams are over the cap this year.
Yeah. I know. Well, Roger said he basically, you took it out of context. I want an extension. That's what he basically, are you committed to me? Which I doubt. I think he may have had some like bad take thoughts after the game. And it's like, I'm just going to rework that. Tim Decker, I don't appreciate the sass. If you guys are going to talk about sports, can you talk about the draft? We will literally have months to talk about the draft.
Well, here, let's finish it off. Last 5 minutes. Ask me about guys at the Senior Bowl. If I watched them all. So ask me about guys at the Senior Bowl. I'm not just going to start reeling off of listing out guys. Ask me about a certain guy at the Senior Bowl. If I watched him, I'll give you what I thought of him. So that'll be your draft talk. I'm trying to
draft.
I would like to do a stream with somebody that's here, but I just didn't make any friends.
Security guard.
Yeah, but he doesn't even like football. I was like, you watch College Boys? Like, kinda, yeah. I was like, okay, he's just say no.
Oh wow, or whatever that was Schilling. Yeah, Kurt Schilling. He doesn't want to be on next year's ballot. He's pissed.
Yeah, Kurt Schilling's been pissed for a long time. Someone said, what did you think of Mac Jones at the Senior Bowl? I think he underthrows guys. Was not impressed with him. I think if some team convinces them to take Mac Jones in the first round, I think they are nuts. Okay, look at the O line. I mean, his entire O line is here. His O line is so beastly, and look at his receiving core. Like they ran like 2 3-man routes. Like Max protecting guys were just like getting wide open on crossers. If somebody convinces themselves of Mac Jones, like I feel bad for that organization.
Yeah, I don't get the hype about Mac Jones. Like the people are like, they're not comparing him to Tua, but like I just don't see how he's the least. Like he needs years of development.
Tua has a better, stronger arm. He's more accurate. He's more
AJ McCarron, another white Alabama quarterback.
Compare. Yeah, that's who he is. He's AJ McCarron.
Cool.
He's AJ McCarron with better receivers and a better O line.
Probably not as hot of a girlfriend / wife. Probably
not.
No, because Mac Jones is kind of weird.
Mac Jones looks like every Alabama person.
Mac Jones actually gives me hope. Excuse me. Gives me hope. He's got a dad bod, and I saw him smoking a cigar after a game. I'm like, you know what? I see myself in you.
It was the coolest he's ever looked.
Yeah. Dad bod cigar. Yeah.
Oh, in actual sports news, Jake Paul and Ben Askren. Jake Paul's fighting. I just need to see that guy get KO'd to hell. I don't like that guy.
Who's he fighting?
Ben Askren, who's a freaking wrestler. So Ben Askren doesn't know how to fight. He was that guy, that UFC Instant Classic where like the guy came up and kneed him like as he like went for a takedown like the very first like 10 seconds, and he became like a statue after he got KO'd. Do you guys see that clip?
No.
Oh jeez, it was all over the place. Guy just became like a statue.
I'm an uncultured swine, Danny.
That is true. Yeah, uncultured people.
Now people are asking about injured players. What about Charles Snowden? He didn't practice, Kevin. Devontae Smith, he's not practicing this week. Nico Collins, man, 6'4" wide receiver out of Michigan. I could see that being a New York Giants draft pick. And he's fast. Like he was like getting past guys on the outside. Teams weren't throwing the ball, and they weren't throwing the ball deep. That happens in practice though, because QBs, they literally don't get sacked, so they can take it as long as they want to throw the ball. But I like Nico Collins, man. He was kind of fun to watch.
We saw Peoples-Jones do some fun things. He was drafted to the Browns, I believe, this year, and a lot of people were skeptical of him coming out of school because of what he did in Michigan or what he didn't do. And I think, frankly, what you have to evaluate when you evaluate certain playmakers on Michigan's offense, they have to know that they're coming from Michigan. And Peoples-Jones did some fun things in his rookie year, and it didn't necessarily reflect what he did at Michigan. So, yeah, Nico Collins. We'll look into him more. Yeah.
Now, Dougie Fresh says favorite guard on day one, and then Kevin Witter asks, is Ben Cleveland everything I imagined in my wet football dreams? Yeah. He was really good. Like, I thought he was playing better than Deontay Brown, but he got hurt. He got hurt towards the end of practice and left with some type of leg injury. I don't know how serious it was. But, yeah, I feel like I'm crazy being like, I kind of like Ben Cleveland more than Deontay Brown.
No.
I like Deontay Brown, but I like Ben Cleveland more. I just do.
No.
I would love to take Ben Cleveland and just have him maybe like sit behind Zeitler for a year or something like that. It would be perfect.
Yeah, I don't think Zeitler's going to be around, but yeah.
Or sit behind someone. I just want Ben Cleveland on this team. I think he'd be a great guard.
Me too. I think he's legit. I think Deontay Brown, I like him too. He's got good pop, even though he stands straight up once he does make contact.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Ben Cleveland was moving guys more. Deontay Brown probably is the guy that's like, can he take the next step? Because he is like that perfect guard build where he's short and stout. Like he's not short, but he's 6'3", stout, and he doesn't have to like lean or anything. Where a guy like Cleveland does lean on people.
Lower man wins. I don't care how strong you are in the NFL. Lower man wins in the NFL. So if you can't get lower than the man next to you or the man across from you, it's tough.
Let's see. Okay, someone else asked about guards. So there. Did I see David Gettleman? No, but tomorrow I'm going to get binoculars and look for him.
Dave Gettleman watch.
Let's see. Do you like Cleveland Booker? I didn't see him. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. So maybe I'll look out for him tomorrow.
Was Sam Howell there? Did he do
No,
anything?
Sam Howell's he's a sophomore.
Oh, I thought he was going to the Senior Bowl.
No, Chad Surratt was there. He didn't do anything special.
But he is special to you.
Yeah, I like Chaz. Even though some people are like, "Oh, he's not. He misses too many tackles and he's got short arms." Like, I like Chaz Surratt.
But on the Penn State guy.
I didn't see. It's hard for me to judge DB, so I really didn't look at the DBs. I spent a good amount of the second portion watching the wide receivers like Tony, Grimes. But the thing is, the Carolina wasn't throwing the ball. But there was a guy, Dez Fitzpatrick or something from Louisville, wide receiver. He looked good. Sage Surratt had a really nice catch on the sideline. Chaz's brother. So there were some guys to be watched. I think we get practice film. So I'm probably gonna do what I might do is do 2 videos tonight of like this team's O-line 101s and this team's O-line 101s, and then do breakdowns of each rep and then put that out on it. I'd like one at like 11 tomorrow and then another one at like 2.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm not promising that.
The only way to look at DBs is with like the all 22 type view. If not, you can't tell anything. You're just guessing.
Yeah. When are you guys going to make a video with that Giants report again? I like that video. Rosenblatt. We probably won't have Rosenblatt on for a while. I don't know who the next beat guy we're going to have on. Either Duggan or Ronan will probably be next.
Yeah. I would agree.
Duggan is post free agency. Like right after free agency, we'll have Duggan on. Maybe we'll try and have Ronan on beforehand. So we'll see.
Yeah.
If we can get him on,
Right.
I mean, he mentioned you, so I feel like the odds of him.
I feel like he owes it to the people. Like, and I'll
point.
pitch it to him. Like, hey, you want to get back in people's good graces? Come on the show. So
And just be a likable human being. But
let us bust your balls a little bit, and it'll help you out.
He's got Mickey Mouse looking over his head as every move. Can't say anything controversial.
Mickey Mouse. You know what's really annoying about the NBA bubble is now everyone calls like Mickey Mouse title. Like if you just like the guy won a championship, Mickey Mouse title. Like, this is Mickey Mouse Super Bowl, Mickey Mouse NBA. Like, so that's unfortunate.
Oh, how did Kyle Trask and Ian Book look if you saw them?
I don't think Trask was there. Ian Book was the QB that was looking pretty good. That's who was looking pretty good was Ian Book. I don't think Trask was there.
Read the defense like a book.
I see what you did there.
And a nerd named Ian. Read a book like a nerd named Ian.
Definitely wore glasses in high school. I wore glasses in high school.
I wore glasses in high school. All right, that was
my favorite thing as you were like doing your recap. You put your phone on the yellow pad and you're just like looking at the yellow pad. I was just, you can see it through the glasses. It was the funniest thing to me.
Well, I don't know these guys' names by heart yet.
Because I just see you're like, so let's see. I'm looking at here. It was just making me laugh just seeing the yellow notepad.
Well, I literally went out because I forgot my notepad the first time I was going in because I was just so focused on getting in that I forgot my notepad. So I went out to the car and just wrote out my notes for the video, and like matching like this guy to this name and stuff. So, but that Washington defensive tackle and the UCLA one, who was a brother of a former Giant draft pick by Reese, those guys were dominating on the inside. That's who I'll say. You know who was the worst today was Oklahoma center Creed Humphreys. He was getting killed.
Is there another Odighizuwa? Is that who you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Oh, the brother of Owa Odighizuwa.
Yeah, he's good.
Wow.
He was really good. Him and the Washington guy. Both those guys were really good.
I loved Owa Odighizuwa. Always waiting for the breakout. Always waiting for him to get healthy and break out as a Giants defensive end.
Yep. I wasn't like as in tune back then.
I was in tune. I don't even remember that name.
I think Kevin is saying Osa Is this Osa Adigizuwa?
Yeah,
yes,
that's his name.
that's his name, Osa.
Osa and Owa. Wow.
I
And
mean,
then Kevin asked about Levi Onwuzurike.
Oh, good job.
I liked him a ton. I liked him a ton too. So
On Wuzurike.
all right, we're at 45 minutes. Let's end the show. We'll be back again tomorrow around the same time. I'm gonna try and force myself to do a stream. So if you don't hear from us, we're gonna have some stuff out tomorrow. See you then. Until then, stay simple. Listen to the podcast today too.